I've been using this old ARB chest fridge for the past few years now, but after this, I am never going back. For the past 3 years, this ARB chest fridge has been my setup, and honestly, it's not that great. The actual fridge itself has been awesome, but in this configuration, it just does not work at all. The fridge is too high up, so I can't even see inside, and I have to unpack everything to get one thing out. It just doesn't work. So when this fridge died, I knew it was time to completely change the setup. So I bought this, the Dometic NRX80C Upright Fridge, and straight away this fixes every single problem I had. So let me show you why I made the switch. Now I didn't just randomly pick this exact fridge. I knew I needed an upright fridge, so I spoke to a lot of people and did a lot of research and eventually came to the conclusion that if you can afford it, this fridge, the Dometic NRX80C, is actually one of the best. Now I'll do a full review of this fridge after I've owned it and used it for a few months, but for now, here are the immediate benefits I get by having this fridge. The biggest gain I get by having this upright fridge instead of the old chest fridge is the access. Now my setup is quite high, and trying to climb over the tailgate every single time you want something out of the chest fridge just is not fun at all. So having this upright fridge, it opens like a normal fridge. So everything is at your chest height, easy to get to, easy to see what's inside. It's just such an upgrade from the old chest fridge. Now this fridge you can configure to open the door either way, which is great. It also has a latch at the top and the bottom, which means it closes super securely. It's got a great seal and nice lockable handle, which is so good. So this fridge is going to make it way easier to access my food and get it out when I need it. And also this fits the space a lot better than my old chest fridge. I had a lot of wasted space above the fridge where I couldn't really store anything, whereas this one is a lot shorter but taller, so it uses the space a lot more efficiently. Now upright fridges do have a few downsides which I'll get into later, such as dumping all the cold air and drawing more power. But for me, the pros far outweigh the cons, so I'm so keen to get this fridge in and use it in my setup.
Alright, let's get this thing in. The goal here is simple: make it easy to access, secure, and actually usable day to day. The wiring is nothing too crazy, you just have to put your own plug on, as this fridge just comes with loose wires. And I've plugged it into the rear cigarette outlet for the time being. This will change when I upgrade my 12-volt setup later this year though. I strapped it down with some tie downs. This may have to change, but it seems pretty solid for now. Also, if you're doing this yourself, make sure you've got good airflow around the compressor. That's a big thing to watch with these.
And that's it, way better already. Rightio, so I've had this fridge in the car for a few days now. I went camping with it over the weekend. So let me show you the main differences between this fridge and the old chest fridge. The first difference is, I think, the reason why people switch to an upright fridge, and that is because of the access. It is so much easier to access an upright fridge than it is to access a chest fridge. Everything's there, it's at your chest height, you can open the door and straight away get to everything you need, and it looks a lot better in this setup as well. So that is the biggest difference, and I love it so much for that. My chest fridge was a pain to try and organize because it's just one big open box, and it's like you're playing Tetris every single time you want to pack it and unpack it. Whereas this upright fridge fixes that problem, and everything is neatly organized right in front of you. You got your shelves to store stuff on, you got your drawers, you got your holders in the door, you got your freezer compartment, so it's just a lot more organized, and everything is just in a spot, and it makes it a lot easier when you're out camping to grab things out and put things in. It just works so much better than having a chest fridge. Now, upright fridges aren't perfect. There are a few downsides to them, and one of the things I heard a lot when I was considering buying one and looking at reviews and stuff was that when you open the door, all the cold air just falls out, and so the fridge has to start again and cool everything down. Now, I can't really test this properly yet because this fridge doesn't have an actual temperature readout anywhere. It's just, it gets cold and you got to trust it's at a certain temperature. So I'm going to fix that and buy a little wireless temperature display remote control monitor thingy, which I'll put in here, and then when I do the full review on this fridge, I can test that properly and see, you know, how much the temperature drops every time you open the door and how long it takes to get back up to the right temperature. So that's one thing to consider, but I can't conclude anything out of it yet because I haven't tested it. But one thing I will say, because this fridge is a lot more organized and your food is easier to see and get to, the door is open for a lot less time than a chest fridge. With a chest fridge, you had the top of it open and you're rummaging around in there for a while trying to find what you want, whereas this is usually a quick open it up, grab what you need and close it. So it's normally only open for a few seconds at a time, which probably means not heaps of cold air falls out, but I'll do a proper test on that when I do a full review, so keep an eye out for that in a few months' time. Another downside to upright fridges is that they can use a bit more power. This fridge here on their website says it draws 1.05 amps an hour, and that was tested over a 24-hour period, because obviously the compressor kicks in and then turns off as it needs to adjust the temperature. So it's not always running, but over a 24-hour period it draws 1.05 amps an hour. Now that is with a closed door and not in use, so you have to keep that in mind. If you're opening the door and letting all the cold air out, it's going to have to kick in more often to keep the temperature cool, which means you'll be drawing more amps. So it draws basically a minimum of 1 amp an hour or 1.05 amps an hour, but it can draw more than that depending on how much you use it. Now I will do a real world scenario testing of this and have an amp meter on it and record it as I use the fridge over a certain amount of time or whatever. But for now, that's all I've got to go with is the 1.05 amp an hour on their website, but it will be more than that in real world usage. But really, all those things are just a minor trade-off for having a fridge that perfectly fits my setup. It's going to make my life off-grid so much easier. I honestly don't think I'll ever go back to a chest fridge after having this, because this just makes way more sense for me in my setup. But I know that a lot of you still swear by chest fridges. So what do you prefer and why? The chest fridge or an upright fridge? Let me know, because I'm keen to hear your thoughts on this topic. That's it for now, but as I've said, I'll do a full review of this exact fridge a few months down the track after I've owned it and used it for a bit and can test a lot more things on it. If you enjoyed this video, stick around because there's a lot more upgrades coming on this cruiser very shortly. See you guys later.